Welcome to your meditation practice today, my friends. We're here to talk about something that I am incredibly passionate about, which is why your mind doesn't tend to settle down in meditation and what you can begin doing about that today. This is actually a very long story. In fact, I wrote an entire book that is about this very topic, what our busy minds are trying to tell us, and the challenge that they put forth that is a very good challenge to meet by being so unwieldy and so unruly. So it's a long story, but it begins here. That we all know that we have two hemispheres of our brain, left side and a right side. Right? And it's not as if we live in just one or the other. They definitely commingle, they definitely collaborate. However, we can live in a left hemisphere dominant state of consciousness and a right hemisphere dominant state of consciousness. Left hemisphere dominant state of consciousness is where most people live their lives, most, if not all of the time, in most cultures. And it's a huge problem. Left hemisphere of our brain is the part of our brain that is laundry listing all the time, is the part of our brain that is constantly strategizing, that is constantly planning, that is constantly reminding you of all the things that you better not forget. It is rational, it is linear, it is mathematical, and here's the rub. It's linguistic in nature. It is responsible for all of our linguistic functions. In other words, it's the part of your brain that is going blah, 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 blah to you all day and sometimes all night. So this is the part of our brain that is constantly describing our experience to us 1 nanosecond after we've had the actual experience. And again, most people live in that story, in their head, in their narrative about what's going on, rather than actually experiencing directly what's going on for sometimes all of their lives. Rarely, if ever, sinking down beneath the shoulders, down into a fully embodied sensual experience. And this is what Alan Watts calls eating the menu rather than the meal. And this is what the Tibetans call your mind being stolen. But we have a whole other hemisphere of our brain, right hemisphere of our brain, which houses our abstract processes, the characteristics that are sometimes called feminine in nature, such as being more attuned to interdependence, the oneness of things, and transcendence. Not only that, it's non-linguistic. It doesn't chatter. It works in images and other abstract forms of cognition. However, it's not the part of your brain that is going to wake you up at 4 a.m. with a laundry list of things you had better not forget. It is a part of our brain that places so much less of a filter between us and our direct experience of life. Why? Because it is a part of our brain that is more directly and intricately intertwined with the neurological systems that are spread throughout the body, such as we know that the gut is being called the second brain, and it is where 80% of your serotonin comes from, 60 to 80% of your serotonin comes from, and that there's neurons and neurotransmitters all throughout your digestive organs, all throughout your heart, throughout your throat, and so on. And so this part of our brain is actually more in tune with the body. The body is always present. The mind is rarely. It's always in the past or the future, isn't it? And when it's in the past, it's always some form of regret or nostalgia. Or if it's in the future, it's always some sort of anxiety, isn't it? The body, however, is always in the present moment. It can't not be. So, in attuning to the body, which we are going to connect to the body through the vehicle of attention, using the vehicle of attention, which is the vehicle of connection, really, we will pay attention to the body. And this isn't just a body scan. This isn't just we're going to feel the body really quickly and then move to meditating right here at the tip of our nose. We're actually going to spend our entire practice working with paying attention to the body, helping the body to relax and enter a state of ease. And we'll find that our minds follow suit quite naturally. But what we are doing in this meditation practice is we are necessarily activating the right hemisphere of the brain, and we're undoing our unconscious habit of being in a left hemisphere dominant state of consciousness. So we're activating the part of our brain that is a quieter and frankly can be a much more desirable place to live from. We're doing that through attending to the body. Now, you are going to notice that in this meditation practice that we are going to place our attention in the body, and then what's going to happen next? You're going to become distracted. You're going to go up into the left hemisphere and start laundry listing or whatever else. And that's fine. Just simply come back and pay attention to the body again. You don't have to feel like a failure or like you've screwed anything up at all. That's just how our minds tend to work. And through that, when we place attention in the body, we're activating the right hemisphere of the brain. When we return from a moment of distraction, we are activating the right hemisphere of the brain. Through the grace of neuroplasticity, what we are doing is we're wiring in an ability to return to an open, natural, sensual state of being at will through this practice. There's a lot more to it, but hopefully this is inspiring some confidence in you to engage in this, that this has value, that this is worthwhile. I truly believe that at the end of this practice, you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's get into it. Please come to sit in an upright, dignified posture. Okay, so legs placed well, feet placed well, seat really heavy, spine long, crown lifts, forehead tilts forward just a little bit, chin could move down and in just a little bit. Personally, I prefer placing my hands at mid-thigh on either side of the lap facing down to support balance in the shoulders and the chest and the space of the heart. Eyes gently closed, or if that's not your jam, leave them open. But please take a moment to check in with yourself. Physically, cognitively, emotionally, what's going on for you right now? And can you establish an intention today? To be friendly, to be kind, to be diligent. Whatever feels applicable for you, declare that, hold it in your mind. Breathe with that intention for the duration of the bell, please. So please begin noticing the vibrant world of sensations that are present in the soles of your feet. All of the tingling and electricity and livingness, living presence in the toes, in the arches, in the heels. Notice the loudly buzzing spots. There are regions that you can't seem to feel at all, such as maybe your third toes or your fourth toes. And that there is also tension, tightness, gripping in the toes, in the heels, in the arches, in the balls of the feet. There's fatigue in the feet. We're going to use our breath in this practice in tandem with our attention. And so as you breathe in, I want you to really lean in even more to the soles of the feet and all that's going on there. Breathe in to really feel that living presence, especially the tension and the discomfort. Breathing in to move even closer to it. And as you breathe out, imagine it's just dissolving, any tension, fatigue, numbness dissolving and falling away, falling down into the ground below. Try that a few times. Just breathing in to feel the feet, breathing out to imagine any tension is dissolving, leaving behind pure relaxation in its wake. This is our model for working with the entire body. So we'll talk less now, but move to the tops of your feet. Feeling muscles, the skin, the bones, the tops of the feet, the tops of the toes. The ankles, the Achilles tendons. And again, there's the hum of life, the electricity coursing through you. There's the tension, the fatigue, any discomfort. And just breathe in to really be there. Let your mind be there with it. As you breathe out, imagine it's dissolving. This might not seem like much just yet, but the brain will get the message with repetition. Just imagine it's dissolving, falling away. Tracing up into the calves and the shins. Can you feel all the sides of the shin bones? Can you feel the calf muscles? Can you feel them even more, especially any tightness, fatigue, discomfort as you breathe in? As you breathe out, it's dissolving, melting, liquefying, falling away. Knees. Kneecap, sides of the knee, back of the knee. Breathing in to feel, breathing out to dissolve. And then the thighs and the femurs. Same thing. Seeing how much area of the body you can cover, scan through with your attention. Be there even more on this next in-breath. And imagine dissolving all the tension as you breathe out. As we come to the pelvis and the hip flexors and the glutes, we store an incredible amount of interpersonal stress in this region of the body. So feel into all of that gripping and tightness. Breathe out, imagine it's dissolving. Every breath, feeling and releasing over and over. Coming to the belly, lower belly, top of the belly, sides of the belly. And the organs, and the poetic inward curve of the lumbar spine and the tailbone. The natural energy of the inhale is life and attention, inspiration. The natural energy of the exhale is release and surrender and letting go. So breathing in to really go there. Exhaling to invite release. And then the solar plexus, mid-back. Space of the heart, back of the heart, shoulder blades and the tight muscles around the shoulder blades. And the breastplate, and the ribs and the collarbones, the tight regions just beneath the collarbones. Around here, this really starts making sense, and we begin to directly experience how the body relaxes on the exhale and how our state of awareness softens and opens in tandem. Feeling into the shoulder tops, and down the arms, through the joints, into the hands and the fingers and the palms. So difficult to relax the mind, so easy to relax the body. And then the neck and the throat, and the back of the head, and the top of the head. Begin letting your awareness drip down like wax off a candle, down the face, down the brow, the eyes, around the eyes, behind the eyes, the nose, the ears, the cheeks, the lips, teeth and gums, the entire mouth and tongue, and the lower jaw from ear to ear. And this next exhale, completely let the face go. And just for the next few minutes, as you breathe in, just feel the whole body take that breath. And as you breathe out, feel the whole body relax. Breathing in to feel the cosmos of sensation available to us. Breathing out to make more space become more available to that. Just one more precious minute here. And then as the brain takes cues from the muscles in the face, especially the eyes and the jaw, a little serotonin hack here. To allow the two corners of your mouth to spread apart from one another across the face, up towards the eyes just a little bit. The Sanskrit name for this is fake smile. So just hold that for the duration of the bell, even if you hate me for suggesting it. Watch what happens. Transitioning very gently from your practice. I will leave you with a poem by Eduardo Galeano. The church says the body is a sin. Science says the body is a machine. Marketing says the body is good business. The body says, I am a fiesta. Have a wonderful day.